Next up in the workshop, it's going to get a little bit of wibbly wobbly, timey wimey, but it's going to be a great time. Come, be my companion. Hi there. Welcome back to the workshop. Words sometimes escape me. And we are going to continue working on the 8th Doctor right here. We are pretty much close to being done. All we have to do is his shoes, his ascot or scarf, and that's pretty much it. We're going to call this guy done, I think. So, let's get into it and see what we can do. So we're going to start with the shoes. No, actually we're not. We're not going to start with the shoes. The shoes are going to be done last. And the reason why they're going to be done last is because we're going to work on the base a little bit too at the end. We're going to give it a nice coat of black, finish off all the edges, and then we're going to go in. Let me rethink this for a minute. No, shoes first. And the reason is because if we slop it over, then when we do the black for the base, you just clean it up all nice and tidy like. So we're going to take Rhinox hide right here. I don't know. There we go. And we're going to do the shoes. Now there's not going to be a lot of detail in these shoes, and that's fine. Mostly we're going to do kind of hints of details. We're going to put on my fancy magnifier glasses here and actually see if there's any real detail. But if there's not, that's okay. We don't really need any detail for the shoes. We're just gonna have at it. Give them kind of brown leather shoes. There's not going to be a lot to them. Make them pretty simple. Oh, look at that. I'm already painting off screen where nobody can see. And all you're doing is just looking at my paint palette, which has all my wonderful colors. Let's try this. Now where I can see what I'm doing, and so can everybody else. I think that's going to be a great idea. And yeah, that's kind of what I thought. It's a little bit of overpaint onto the base. That's okay. We'll get them all fixed up. While we're waiting for those to dry, and it won't take very long to dry, we're going to pick out his pocket watch. Now he's got a nice little pocket watch. I'm not sure if you can actually see the detail on here, but right about there, he's got a pocket watch chain. So we're going to pick that out. We're going to pick that out using kind of a brass color. Oh, Studio Cat's in a mood today. She's in her paper bags. So if you hear rustling around, that's probably what it is. So we're using a color called Balthazar Gold. And all we're going to do is going to kind of touch the dots where the watch is. we're already going to go to the fancy thing. I want to see what I'm doing. See what I'm doing nicely. It's pretty much going to take care of the watch. Right there. Oh, it's weird. It was in focus for a second. And now he's not. But that's okay. Now, with my fancy make him look bigger thing, let's see what we got for details on the shoes. Not much. But we do have some spots for some highlights. Alright. Boop, 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 boop. We are looking for a couple of colors, and we have to see if we can find them. One of the colors that we're looking for is Gorthor Brown. You've seen me use it many times in many different things. And hopefully we can find it. There we go. And for this, unfortunately, little buddy, I could say goodnight to you. We're going to go to our Army Painter one, and we're going to use the Insane Detail. Let's turn it around so that you guys can read it. You know, as fuzzy as it is. Anyway, that's the one that we're going to use. Go back to the fancy make them look bigger thing. It's not a sonic screwdriver. It's not as cool as what the Doctor has, but work with what you got. I know it might make you look silly. You might think you look silly, but trust me, these things are awesome, no matter what level a painter is, because you will see things that you had no idea was there, or it'll give you a level of control for things that you didn't realize you could do. There we are. relatively fine tip. There we are. Just a little bit. There we are. Now what we're going to do, we're going to use Bane Blade. There we are. And we are going to just hit. Believe it or not, I think I can see shoelaces. So if I can see shoelaces, I'm going to hit the shoelaces with a little bit of this lighter brown. And that's about it. Now we're going to move on to the fun part. Now we're going to move on to his kerchief. Oh, no, that's not where. I'm putting paints under my paint wall. There we are. Okay, and we're still going to keep working with the make it look bigger thingy. The color that I'm using for the base for his scarf, you'd think I'd know how to do this by now, but you know, it's weird. Cantor blue. Itchy nose. Sorry, guys. There isn't much there. I mean, there's a bit there, but there's not much there. But we're gonna give it our best and do what we can. And hopefully it'll turn out looking pretty darn good. Or at least I'm hoping so anyway. So yeah, I have to give, I don't know who the sculptors of these pieces were, but whoever sculpted these things they're magnificent and I love them. I'm not the biggest Whovian fan in the world. You know, I'm sorry. But from what I know and what I've seen and what I mean, I've watched the Fourth Doctor, like I said way back earlier, and I watched the 9th, 10th, and some of the 11th. I haven't made it past Matt Smith. That's alright. I hear he gets better with age. So, kind of what I'm hoping. So what I'm doing is I'm adding just a little bit of purple ink to the ascot to help bring down the color a little bit, make it more in the dark blue range. Should look fantastical when it's done. There we go. And we're waiting for that to dry. Hopefully it won't take too terribly long, but while we're waiting for that to dry, we're going to do the base. Now the base I'm just going to keep black, but it's going to be a slightly different shade of black. We're going from the Chaos Black underspray to Abaddon Black base paint. And I know you guys are saying, well, black is black, but it's not. This is a slightly different shade. And yes, there are shades of black. So we're going to do that. Put an extra, going to put a nice layer of black on the base, make it a little bit more even, clean up any of the paint marks I may have made around the shoes. So I'm going to do the shoes nice and tight first. Work my way out. You kind of already see that there's a difference between the two different blacks. Also, if you use the Abaddon black for your black instead of the primer black, if you make a mistake on something, it's easier to go back and fix it up because it will be the same black that you're using from the pot. Just little tips, little tricks that I pass on to you, my faithful watchers. So what we're doing is just being extra careful around the shoes. Because he was primed on my prime stick, some of the edge doesn't get painted, so we have to fix that too. And there we are. Basically, there's the new black base covering the old black base. The sonic screwdriver keeps trying to escape. Alright, and now we can put you away. Medium layer. We can go back to my insane detail. And the last color that we are going to take is we're going to take rust gray. We're going to do just a couple highlights. Just a couple, not a whole lot. Just enough for the ascot to stand out a little. Now we're going back to the make it look bigger thingy. Make sure we have a nice fine tip on it. There we go. Now, if I paint down here where everything is kind of in focus, you guys will never see anything. If I paint up here where you can see stuff, camera decides it doesn't want to focus. I'm having all kinds of weird times with this thing. And upon further inspection, it also looks like our wonderful doctor has a cream colored shirt on. So we're just going to do a little bit of cream colored shirt. Again, there's not much in the way of cream colored shirt poking through for you guys to actually see. But what we can see, what we're going to do, or try to do. And if I mess up, I can always go back and fix things. But I don't think I have to. I think he turned out quite nice. Well, maybe there's a small spot that I might have to fix up. It's okay. It's not that big of a... It's not that big of a spot. One tiny click of a brush. And the overpaint will be gone. And there we are. Our doctor is done. And he is ready to go and help humanity in any way he can. There we are. Always do your best to try and clean up your space as you go along. So let's see if we can get a nice look at our doctor. Now, if the camera decides that it wants to take a look at it, it is. No, it's weird. It'll focus on paint, but it won't focus on things. I think he should focus. I don't know why he doesn't focus. There we go. I don't know why that worked, but that worked. So there you are. Of course, you'll be... Now he won't focus. But you saw them all nice and crisp and clear and in focus. So, again, we are finished the night. We are finished the Eighth Doctor, and we're using the palettes from the Night of the Doctor short that he was in. So, until next time, stay safe. Do everything that your local health authorities want you to do. Wear a mask, get vaccinated, keep your social distancing. And there's one very important thing that you have to remember. Go to the back of the spaceship because the front crashes first. So, until next time, stay safe, paint safe, and we'll see you in the workshop.